have the chance to push your product into a network of more than 100 stores of a known DIY do-it-yourself store chain. But there is a prerequisite to it. You need a seamless EDI integration. You need a seamless electronic integration between your system and the system of your customer. Would you invest in this integration? This is approximately the situation that Aqmos faced last year and what I'm going to talk about today. First of all, to introduce myself, I first got in touch with Odoo in 2016 while choosing the right ERP system for the startup I was working at that time. And today I represent Sodexis Austria, being responsible for the German-speaking market. To share a little bit about Sodexis, we've been Odoo partner since 2012 and been working exclusively on Odoo implementations since. We're headquartered in the US with presence in Europe, so we also have offices in France, Switzerland and Austria. With over 60 talented employees in all possible functions, we're able to ensure a smooth Odoo implementation. We proudly implemented over 150 successful implementations and have helped countless clients already implemented get the most out of Odoo. And our expertise is especially in the manufacturing and distribution industry, and you can also find over 150 apps in the Odoo App Store. So before we dive into the integration story, let me give you a quick look at who Aqmos is. Aqmos isn't new to the game. They bring 20 years of experience and expertise in the water treatment industry. They specialize in key areas like water softening, filtration technology, and environmental sustainability. Founded in Germany, they've been expanding their footprint and have been operating in Belgium and Netherlands since 2022, both for consumer and industrial clients. Aqmos decided to use Odoo for managing its business, also because of the open source character. And if you check out their website, aqmos.nl, so the Netherlands subsidiary, they have actually built their website, including an e-commerce store, Netherlands, and Aqmos also uses obviously some set of core Odoo modules, including accounting and the manufacturing app, and also they use some third-party apps, like they integrated with SendCloud, for example, and they have also the multi-company feature to efficiently manage their operations of different business areas. Now that you understand Aqmos setup, let's talk about the specific challenge they faced. To work with a major DIY store chain and gain access to over 100 retail locations, a robust EDI integration was a hard requirement. In the beginning, they could manage a few central orders by receiving them via email and manually updating the status on a web platform, but they knew this wasn't sustainable. Each of the 100 stores would be able to place multiple orders per day, and this would be like a logistical nightmare to be able to handle this manually. So Aqmos approached Sodexis as an EDI expert, and this was the initial requirement, which was to build an EDI integration to handle massive new volume of business from like over 100 stores, daily multiple orders, and also support different types of orders, as well as being able to send invoices electronically, as well as the shipping advice. I mean, there are like 3 core files that are usually communicated as the order to receive it, and then you need to usually communicate the invoice and the shipping advice electronically. And of course there are many more files, but it always depends on the EDI partner. So, and apart from that, they were also supposed to send at least 2 shipping statuses for like the end consumer orders, the web shop orders, and also send a daily report on their inventory. And another specification was that they were communicating in the EDI standard through X400, which is like an old-fashioned, let's say, way of communicating. Yeah, so Sodexis offers the FTP and the EDI module, which you can find in the App Store. And basically, yeah, the FTP module helps you to communicate the files, and the EDI module helps you to extract the XML and map it to any document in Odoo, basically, as long as it's an XML structure. But since yeah, the customer communicated that they needed this EDIFACT standard, we actually didn't want to reinvent the wheel, and instead of building a complex and connector, we just formed a strategic partnership with Orebus, who is specialized on electronic B2B integrations, and they took actually the part of converting the EDIFACT files to the XML format that our module supports, and vice versa. And they also can handle the communication via X400. And this allowed us to focus on our core competencies, which is understanding the needs of the customers and the requirement for this EDI project, and configuring the EDI process inside Odoo with the help of our modules. Yeah, and this is basically what I'm going to show you now, demo to you now, so that you can have a look at it, how it looks in Odoo. So basically, yeah, here you see the two apps, the FTP and the EDI app. In the FTP app, you can, configure the different like directories where you want to download and upload files. You can use scheduled action to automatically download some folders, and for others to folders to upload files. And the EDI module basically translates, as I already said, like the XML code to any file in Odoo. So basically, if you look into, like, this is how an XML file basically looks like. And what our module does is basically to take each of those so-called qualifiers. So this one, for example, stands for the buyer, so the customer of Aqmos. This is the supplier, who's Aqmos. This is the final, like, consignee, the ultimate consignee. And for example, this here is the qualifier for the order reference, the order number from the customer of Aqmos to Aqmos. And as I said, there are several components to, like, configuring this whole thing. One is to configure the EDI trading partner, which is the customer of Aqmos. Here you have the EDI tab with the app, where you have to set it on active, okay? And also you need to define the GLN, which is the sender ID, which is yeah, the ID how you recognize the partner in this communication. And yeah, I would actually like to show you how those translation tables work, because basically you can just say this qualifier, as I showed you, this on qualifier, which was the order number, is mapped with a customer reference in the sales order. Yeah, in Odoo, or which of those parties should be taken as a delivery partner. Yeah? Sorry? No, I didn't change anything. Sorry? I mean, I didn't. Content. No. Like this? All right. Okay. So I will show you, yeah, quickly the translation table. So this is basically how the translation table looks like. You can first define the different types of files here. And then you can, here for example, what I just mentioned, here you have the customer reference, which is the Odoo field, and you map it with a qualifier, the on qualifier. And basically what happens is that with the help of like some scheduled actions, we can now just take the XML code and process this file. And as you can see, it automatically creates the sales order with all the filled out information. And also you can define, for example, for which number you want to search for your, what type of number you want to search your product for. So either the internal reference, the barcode, and so on. Also you can decide, is it the unit price, are you taking it from the XML file, like the one that the customer is sending, or are you using the Odoo price list? And this way, once you set it up, basically you can handle hundreds of orders every day. So in case of Aqmos, any store, so over 100 stores can order multiple times a day, and those apps basically run in the background. So for the normal user, you don't even see them. The orders come into the sales module, and then once you create the delivery, so let's stay in the same sales order. Once you deliver this shipment here, validate it. Upon the validation, here now I'm doing it manually, but you set it up with automation rules such that when you validate the delivery order, that the system would actually create the XML file automatically. And here we have the output, and here down there you have the XML file which will be uploaded to the FTP server. And the same, of course, for the invoice. And then we did some like additional customization. As I said, the requirement was to have like a daily inventory sent, in this case sent in a CSV file, not an XML. So what the system basically does is that you can, here again in the EDI tab, you can choose your products, the ones that you're selling with this client, because maybe you don't want to share all the products that are in your Odoo. And then basically on a daily basis, again with a scheduled action, you can say if a product is on stock, if it's not on stock, and also it's connected with the forecasted quantity on Odoo. So for those that have the forecasted quantity set, it also communicates the date of the availability in the future. And the other requirement was the delivery status, which, so Aqmos uses, as I said, an integration with SendCloud. And basically, once the delivery order is being validated and the status is on sent with carrier, this status is automatically sent again with a CSV file to the customer, and we also import the data from SendCloud through the API, such that when the shipment gets delivered, it gets imported automatically in Odoo, and also this status is required to be sent to the customer, which is a code in that case. And also it can send the tracking link and so on. Yes, so this way, basically we can now, let's get back to the presentation. This is something that I already shown, the inventory report and the track and trace report. And basically what's the result of it? The outcome of this project was a complete success. The EDI integration reduced manual effort and ensured data accuracy. This new scalable foundation enabled Aqmos to grow its B2B operations and also enabled them to onboard more partners. Most importantly, Aqmos demonstrated their professionalism towards their customer, which is a huge step for the business. And in fact, Aqmos is now planning to integrate with the next DIY store chain. And now that we have the setup, it will only take us a couple of weeks to go live. And lastly, I would like to mention that our module, we improved our module. I mean, this module existed already since a couple of versions. And now we also introduced a feature which helps you to export and import those translation tables. Because if you want to go live, then you work in different systems, maybe you have an own test system and stuff, then you would need to configure a lot manually again in production, and then with the help of this export-import function, you can reduce human error and accelerate the process. So the EDI integration wasn't just about efficiency, it was a strategic move that enabled Aqmos to meet high demands of a major retail partner and gain access to their stores, something their competitors may not be able to do. This integration was a prerequisite for the partnership actually, because without this deal, the access to over 100 new sales channels would not have been possible. And the return on invest for this project is not just about the saved time in administration, it also is measured in new revenue streams, in scalable B2B operation, and a strengthened brand reputation with a major partner. So in the beginning you saw the QR code. If not, here you have it again, and you are very welcome to ask questions.
Hi Vadim.
Hi.
Thank you so much for the talk, and very interesting talk. So a couple of questions as we can see. So how long does such an integration take? You were talking about now a couple of weeks, but starting from scratch?
In fact, this specific project went from day one to go live. It took us like 3 months. But I mean, there are really a lot of factors that come with it. So you know, the availability of the customer, the documentation of the partner. You know, there are so many factors that influence the whole thing. For example, we have a different project which is much more simple. We went live like within 3-4 weeks, for example. Yeah, so it really depends on the. Then there are projects where you don't only communicate invoices, but there's also payment advice. You know, there are many things to it.
Lovely, and. So someone says, you mentioned something about Odoo price versus customer price. Is there a way to compare it?
In fact, I cannot show it to you in this Odoo database, but in fact we do have even a feature. It's not in the base module, but it's connected. We have a feature that actually compares the prices. So that you can see if there is a difference, there is a Boolean, if there is a price difference, and you can see the difference. Yeah.
Lovely. And the last one maybe here, can we integrate it with different EDI providers? Or?
Well, so you mean like integrators, EDI integrators, or it's not clear to me what you mean by EDI providers. Question. Because you probably mean like EDI integrators, because there are usually. Yes.
SPS.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, we do have integrations actually with some of them, because as you might know, there are different again standards, and those platforms, they usually are specialized on one industry. It's very common, and that's why they have different requirements. And in the end, with such a platform, we only need to integrate once, and then you know, the customer has access to like a lot of more options.
Lovely. There's one last question, but I see the time is running out.
Other types of messages, well, first of all, there is such thing as like order confirmation, basically, like once you receive the order, to reply back, yes, we acknowledge this order. Also, you can, as I mentioned, you have the payment advice, so the customer, before actually paying it, or at the time of paying, he's sending you the advice what amount he's paying for which invoice and so on, and then you can reconcile this, or not reconcile, but like register the payment in Odoo, because the reconciliation is like the next step.
Perfect. Thank you everyone for listening. I think we are done for this talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.